All right, Pops, we got to talk about it. The Eagles versus the Lions. We're a week behind, but we're going to get caught up real soon. A.J. Brown, this is big time, Pops. A.J. Brown did have a meeting with the owner. And basically, the owner and A.J. Brown conversation went like this: stay off of social media and just stay off of social media. And he said, well, I'm just expressing my feelings, but I'm not meaning it in, no which way. But I am, expressing my feelings. And that was basically how their conversation went, Pops. How do you feel about the Lions losing 16-9, but also how do you feel about the Eagles getting the dub, but A.J. Brown also having a meeting with the owner after the game? Whether I don't know if it was the next day or whatnot, but yeah. Say it again.
The Lions lost, and I thought they'd win.
Yeah, I thought the Lions would win too, Pops. I I thought the Lions would probably win anywhere between 3 to 14, but them losing 16-9, having every opportunity in the world. But the defensive line for the Eagles just played phenomenal in that game in particular, and sealed the deal for them, I think, and really make sure that they made that Super Bowl presence felt once again in the regular season. And if they can duplicate that in the playoffs, they're going to be dangerous just because of that defensive line presence.
But how you win giving up 266 yards to Gibbs?
No, 266 yards was this week, wasn't it, Pops? Yeah, that was this
Yeah.
week. Yeah, that was this week. We're talking about the Lions game from last week because we're a week behind on the pot.
Um,
Yeah. So I forget who the Eagles play. Sorry, you guys. I do forget who the Eagles play right now just because we're catching up. But during the game, it seemed like AJ Brown was getting targets and everything. It seemed like AJ Brown had a solid performance, but I did hear Pops Ocho and Shannon Sharp when they were talking about the situation. Ocho decided to note to everyone his biggest issue with the situation is on tape. You're supposed to be able to notice things as a wide receiver, but when he's watching the game, he can predict, oh, he's either going to run this or this. He's either going to run this or this based upon how he lines up and what he's doing in that formation. He says it's the same thing every week. He says you don't even have to watch film to notice that about AJ Brown. So, not to knock AJ Brown because he's a phenomenal wide receiver, but I did want to throw that note in there that Ocho or Chad Johnson did have the opinion of it's too predictable when you're watching the game, just from his perspective with all the knowledge that he has about football, let alone for a DB. And if he don't feel like he even has to watch film on you, either the scheme, the receiver, or something's got to be fixed, and maybe that's why AJ Brown's so upset. I don't know, but all I know is AJ Brown did have a meeting with the owner, Pops.
and check out the 50-50 so to see how much gravity that has.
What do you mean?
As far as that, you check and see what the stats are as far as when balls are thrown to him 50-50. If he catches most of them, then it don't matter. He run any really wants. He's going to get a 50-50 ball. Then you
That
have to look at drop. Then you have to look at drops, how many drops he's had,
good point.
and you have to look at all the stats to make that kind of evaluation.
Okay, that's fair, Pop. So in order to look at him from that light, you have to be able to look at all of the stats as well and break down, okay, what chances is he getting, what opportunities does he actually have, and then from those opportunities, what is actually, getting done and what isn't getting done. And then you can take that information and then, have your conclusion. So that makes sense. That makes sense. I think having a meeting with the owner was a little different, just to be, televised and social media. But it's a different era right now, Pop. So that's gonna happen, baby. And I don't expect that not to continue to happen. I think that owners having a conversation with the player could actually end up leading to more success on the football field, as long as the conversations go good. Even if the conversations go bad, I still think as long as they don't go too far left, I still think that conversation goes a long way. Now, does it need to be, televised or on social media 24/7? No. But is it nice for us to be able to talk about it and know? Yeah. So, hopefully everyone else out there that's, commenting and talking about these things aren't, beating everybody up about it, man. They are two individuals, and, the owner had his viewing point, Pops. Just stay off the internet with it. And AJ Brown was just like, hey, man, like, I'm a new generation, and this is how I express myself. So I think they'll come to common grounds, Pops, but I don't think it'll be no issue if it comes to playoff mode. I think playoff mode, that they'll still be able to get it done regardless.
But you got to realize they have, so it's going to revolve around that. The people that don't, they can go to social media all they want, but it's going to backfire. Oh, matter.
Yeah.
Money's going to win. It's how they get paid. Unless he's worried about his clicks on social media.
Mm-hmm. And there's different ways to look at it. I feel a lot of athletes and a lot of previous players have their opinions. Shout out to Keep Talib and the Arena. But we'll leave that more so for the athletes and how they feel about that, because that's their perspectives. Because a lot of athletes aren't, too fond of it. And then there's some that are kind of on the fence about it. But overall, AJ, no social media. There's no social media, gang. No big deal. Anyways, owner, give them just a little bit of leeway if you can. But you have been very lenient. So I think they'll get it done. They got a solid squad. Keep the band together, fellas. Don't let just little things like this add up to a big thing, and the next thing you know, the Eagles are back to being trash. Like, Philly's good right now. Keep Philly good. All right, Pop, let's get to the next thing. Subscribe to the Juice and Pop Show.